Welcome back, guys. Last week in our previous video I discussed with us about how I started 2 businesses and failed within 3 years, and today I want to share with you 7 things I learned in my first business. Let me talk about my first business first. 7 mistakes I made, and the first thing I want to tell you about is 3 important things that you need to have when you want to start a business. And the 3 things, it starts with the letter E, 3 E's. If you have these 3 things if they are all properly set, then your business can move more smoothly. But if you don't have any of these, if you lack any of these 3, you're going to have issues. You will struggle. Not that you cannot run the business, but you will struggle. So I had my fair share of my lack of these 3 ingredients of running a smooth business. And because the talk is going to be very long, I'm going to share these into different parts so that the video does not get too long. Today I'm going to share with you the first mistake which I made. I'll start with the first E, which is employees. I had issues getting my employees. As I got into running my own business, I discovered that the problem we have in Nigeria is not only lack of job. We also have problem with lack of competent employees. Many people graduate from school without even knowing the job. Some people graduate from a computer science department and they don't even know how to operate computer because they were not even practicing while in school. So these are issues that we have in our society. So I put out adverts when I wanted to start my first computer school to get people to apply. I put out advert for computer instructors because the computer school, instructors, programming and the rest, a secretary, and I also set out a business center area where I needed a computer operator. So I put out these adverts and I waited for applications. Mind you, I did not see applications. In fact, I waited until towards the end. I found out that most of the people that applied were only applying for secretary. They just want to, secretarial duties. I don't know. So it so happened that I started interviewing. Even the interview, which will bring us to the second topic, the second mistake which I was making, the experience part. I did not interview properly, but then the interview was so bad because I was only interviewing people for secretarial duties. Nobody came for computer operator, and then even the computer instructor, I did not get any of them. Eventually I took somebody who had already completed BSc, awaiting NYSC. So we agreed, and then said for a start, let's just start with this small amount, and then as we are growing we will review upwards. So the challenge I had was that the secretary, when I asked if she could also double as a computer operator once in a while, she said no, she would not be able to. I wondered whether she would not be able to or she could not. She studied computer in school. She is a computer science graduate. So by the time we were starting, I didn't have anybody to teach in the computer school, so I ended up being the one to teach. I was able to recruit 1 or 2 of my own friends who would assist, not that they were real staffs, who would assist, and that was the beginning of my challenge. Eventually I was desperately in need of a computer operator that will handle the business center, and I finally got somebody. Now at the end of the journey, I discovered that I had made a very big mistake employing the wrong persons. I had 2 staff. One was a computer science graduate who would not or could not do any computer operation, just secretarial duties, and as a beginning company there were no real secretarial tasks to carry out. And then the second was a non-graduate who could operate computer. She could type, she could do graphics, but she could not spell. Yes, she could not spell, and it was not long before my customers began to complain that she was typing rubbish. So I ended up being the one editing her work, and at the same time doubling as computer instructor and doing this and doing that. It was not easy. In the beginning was terrible. So that was my mistake. That this also goes to my second mistake, which is lacking experience. I did not have experience in recruiting. Okay, so I'll come back to that in my next video, so that I don't make this video to be too long. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.